can you take us through the process since the original idea till?
Well, we wanted to do something about illustration. We knew that. We weren't quite sure how we wanted to do it, but it seemed to us that to really capture the excitement of the illustration and the whole kind of graphic design scene, you needed to do more than just a static exhibition with prints on a wall. So we wanted to somehow kind of recreate the energy and the excitement of the illustration scene and what was going on in the East End and what was happening with all the different collectives that were being born. There are kind of three elements to the exhibition. The first one is an exhibition of 24 young up-and-coming illustrators from around the world that have been chosen by a panel of industry insiders, including Patrick Burgoyne and Garrard Lewis and Liz Farrelly and myself. So it's great to give these people an opportunity and a platform, and also to allow people the opportunity to buy their work, because it's very difficult to buy graphic design and illustration. And there's some really wonderful galleries in the East End, but you kind of have to know about them. But then the second part of the fair is very much to bring in the collectives that are out there and the people and their studios and their ways of working. So we've got about 10 collectives that have actually brought their world into the gallery. So we've got Peep Show and Evening Tweed and Print Club London and Nuvu. It's fantastic, and they're all in here and they're all doing stuff. You can meet them and you can talk to them. And of course we've got Rob Ryan here, which is fantastic. He's brought his whole studio pretty much from the East End, even his sofas and a bit of his record collection and his books and stuff like that. So what you're seeing is pretty much a facsimile of his studio in the East End. And of course it's so wonderful for people to come in and to be able to see him doing his prints, because you see the prints, the finished product, but you never get to see the process. And it's absolutely fascinating because him and his team are sitting there with these wonderful kind of filigree paper cuts, cutting away, and it's such an intricate process, and it's just so wonderfully engaging to see it. We've got Print Club London as well, which is again they're doing live screen printing. They have a workshop in Dalston which they operate on a kind of members scheme, which is wonderful, which means that people don't have to own their own equipment. They can hire it, for a month or whatever, and all the equipment, they can bring all their equipment in and it's all safe. So they have this wonderful setup in Dalston, but we've invited them in lock, stock and barrel. And they've invited young up-and-coming illustrators to come in and print posters live on site. So again, we've got some of the most interesting names, really young guys. It's great. There's a third part to the exhibition where we've commissioned exclusive prints for the show. So from each of the 24 showcased artists that we're exhibiting, we've asked each of them to do a special print for us. And of course they're all 20 quid. So they're really, really cheap. And that's the wonderful thing about the fair as a whole, is that it's totally accessible and anyone can come here and buy something. And of course there are a couple of things here that are kind of over £500, but most of it isn't. Most of it's like £50 to £100, and with these £20 prints that we've produced that are special, exclusive to the fair, and you can buy all of them, for just over 200 quid, which is quite a lot for 24 prints. Not that you'd buy all of them, but it's just that total accessibility that is really important for us. So it was just nice to bring what we consider among the best work together under one roof, where you can actually see it and get excited by it, and buy it, pick me up, take me home and love me, that's what it was all about.
Another edition of Pick Me Up?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's yet to be definitely decided, but the idea was that it would be an annual event. But obviously we wanted to just see how the first one worked. But, I mean, as I said, it's hit a nerve. So I think we will do it again, but it will be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to building on it, because you can see what works now, what doesn't. But I think the most important thing is that I think everyone who's been involved in it this year has got it now, and they understand what the opportunity is and how people react to them. So I'm looking forward. We'll invite some of these people back. We'll obviously invite new people to join in. But it'll be interesting to see, what happens and what ideas they bring for next year.